Welcome to KotlinBytes. This is a simple visualization of a circle of dots being transformed by the following function. The cosine of some angle, risen to the power of I, plus sine of some angle, where I is between 0 and 50. Each frame is then rendered. There's about 240 frames. Interestingly, this is created using Kotlin. Many may choose to use languages such as Python to visualize mathematics. However, I think it's impressive how clean and easy it is to draw with Kotlin without any extra libraries. Since I'm using Kotlin JVM, I can leverage pre-existing Java drawing libraries that are built into the platform. In particular, Java's Abstract Window Toolkit, AWT. This is the code that draws the animation previously seen. The function only renders one frame, so this function is called for all 240 frames. Each time, the current value variable slowly changes. The current value is represented visually by I. I'm able to save each frame as an image or merge them into an MP4. I will link the source code for this repo in the description if you're curious on how to easily encode an MP4 with Kotlin/Java. I created a very simple drawing framework around AWT that leverages some of Kotlin's unique features. The feature I would like to highlight in this video is the use of a function literal with a receiver, or what I like to call a receiver lambda. Essentially, this is where lambda becomes an extension function for a particular object type. Before diving into the how-to, let me show you another example. In this next example, I'm going to create just a couple different types of graphics. So I've already created a bunch of colors, which we'll be using to paint our canvas. Our canvas is defined by this width and height, and we've already given it a color of white. If we were to change this to another color, it would update accordingly, but we'll keep it white for now. By default, this wrapper that I made only has a couple options. We can draw a rectangle, we can draw an oval, we can also draw text. So let me show you an example with oval. We're going to draw a couple circles. This first circle is going to have a position in the center of the canvas. So center X will be the center of the parent to this oval, and then center Y will be the center of, or the center Y position for the canvas in this case, which is the parent. By default, the width is going to be 100 and the height will also be 100. I'm going to actually change this and make it 75% of the parent width, and likewise the parent height. And that's 0.75, not 75. Okay, and if we run this, we'll see we get a circle, a black circle. We can change the color with the color parameter. Let's make this one red. There we go. Okay, let's add a couple more circles. This is an example of drawing on a canvas that's flat. So we're just drawing all these circles in the center. But what this framework also allows is the ability to nest or add a hierarchy to your elements. And so what this means is, what if we want to draw these circles within each other and leverage some of the relative positioning? So I can actually make these numbers the same. The width will be 75% of the parent width, and the height will be 75% of the parent height. And what that means is that this oval is going to take 75%, its width is going to be 75% of the parent width, which is this oval. This oval is the parent to this oval. If we run this, You can see it looks a little bit different, but now everything's relative and positioned relative to each other. Of course, you may not always want this approach. However, using the relative positioning, we can create some interesting effects. For example, if we change our center X, we can change our position relative to the parent, which allows us to create interesting effects like this. Of course, you can add more than just one or two elements within each level of the hierarchy. So let's add a rectangle. We'll position it in the center. By default, it's going to have a width and height of 100, just like our circles did. And we're also going to say center me. Okay, if we run that, it's going to create a black square right on top of the red circle. And the reason why is because we place this within the red hierarchy. But because this is, well, Kotlin code, we can actually add a loop here. You can add anything you'd like. I'd like to draw this rectangle multiple times. And to do so, we'll adjust the Y position. And look at that. There we go. And finally, I'm going to add some text. I'm going to add the text up right above the yellow circle. So within the yellow circle context, I'm going to create a text element. The text will say, I am feeling yellow. The position X equals center X, just for simplicity. The color is going to be yellow. And the size, the font size, let's make it 30. Okay, let's try this. There we go. I am feeling yellow. And that's centered right above, in the center of that yellow circle. This framework allows you to build views within a hierarchy fairly simply, and allows you to be very creative if you choose to be. I am heavily utilizing receiver lambdas. You define a receiver lambda similarly to an extension function. In front of the lambda parentheses, define the object type. You can then call the lambda directly by giving a reference to the object as a parameter, or by calling the lambda function as an extension function upon the given object. Again, if you're interested in what I showed today, feel free to explore the source code provided below. If you have any questions, comments, frustrations, or recommendations, feel free to add them below. Thanks for watching. Have an excellent day.